Friday, one of Wiisdom 1:49 in the morning. I've been conducting some off-camera research, and I can't tell you how difficult it is going to be to accurately document all of these characters and progress through the game with senseis. Needless to say now, if the senseis are all just left totally alone and they're introduced and gotten money and upgraded and sit around waiting for Sky Chi and Soul Gems, yes. And I know a lot of you are wanting to see the game progress. That has a crippling effect on everything I would do with upgrades. Really, you have two times, and this has been something I've been saying each time I come in and play, I learn more. There's really two opportunities to do what I do with Skylanders Research. There's box stock, which is my preferred method, and then there is fully maxed out. Now, in the past, you're going to do, if I've got a level 20 dino ring, or going back to SSA, level 1 dino rings, primary attack is going to do 16 to 24. Level 10 dino rings, again, primary attack is going to do 16 to 24. Didn't have an impact. It didn't change attack damage. And it was a deal where if I go from level 1 to level 10, his luck is the same, his armor is the same, his critical hit chances are the same, his speed is the same. None of that increased. If you want to do that, you put on a hat, you take a path that includes the armor upgrade plus 40. That you've always heard me rave about, armor and speed, of course. The thing that really changed, of course, was your health, right? And that's a huge benefit. If you take a level 1 into a nightmare mode scenario, one hit and you're gone. You take a level 20 into a nightmare mode scenario, you buy yourself a few more little leeway for mistakes. So, I came in tonight. This is going to be, believe it or not, as the title suggests, we will introduce Legendary Tri-Tip here, but it's a very involved process. I think I had heard that when you get duplicate characters, which I don't know if that applies to alt decos, legendaries, darks, steel-plated hoodsickle, for example, I don't know if it is going to factor in there, or if it's just literally, StarCast is the greatest thing I've ever seen. I bought 2 of them so I could take both paths, and when I put the second one on the portal, the stats went up for both of them. Type of a thing. But I've actually had people tell me that when you stack Skylanders, like 2 StarCasts, for example, as I just stated, the statistics change. So, needless to say, I just had the old Wii U fired up. We threw in Imaginators, went in, watched the cutscene. It looks great, just like Octane Blue had told me on Twitter. Not only does the gamepad display your story goals and your 3 menu items, etc., off-screen play is back. It looks awesome. I've had Bowser in the game. Debated streaming it, not gonna lie, but then I thought, no, I really need to get this done. Want to get some more base upgrades done, so I can hopefully begin to progress with the game. So, if you recall, I believe it was introduction number 4. Let me check my records here. That we introduced Tri-Tip. And if you're like, whoa, I thought I saw you playing with him. Oh, that's right. Look, he's level 6, has money. When did you use him? Well, I used him and Barbella in the Earth Sensei realm because I had the goal. We came in, we'd been through Chapter 1. I was like, let's check the Academy out. Let's check the map out. Let's do some things. We're going to go into the Earth Sensei realm. Why? We have all 3 of the Earth Sensei Skylanders, right? What's not to love about that concept? So, all of my Earth characters are pretty well screwed at this point in time in terms of doing any upgrades. Dark Golden Queen is really like my standalone, if I could find like a pink Barbella maybe. But even that would open up a mixed bag, wouldn't it? I have no idea what that would do. So, long story short, aside from seeing what the game looked like on the Wii U, checking off screen, Bowser, Donkey Kong, I put down for the first time ever Legendary Tri-Tip since we've unboxed him. I did that out of fear that if I were to come in here and put Legendary Tri-Tip on this portal, that it might buff his stats. Like say that his speed was going to be 8, box stock if you have no standard Tri-Tip. My fear was if I came in and I put Legendary on, what if what I've been told is true, and stacking it, it would show me that Legendary speed was 10. And it changed it, essentially because we have 2 Tri-Tips or something. So, this is all, it's incredibly beneficial to everyone. In terms of playing the game, it's going to help people out. You're going to be dealing more damage, you're going to be taking less damage, your Skylander will be faster, you'll have more health. For what I'm doing here, it's a nightmare, a complete and utter nightmare. And needless to say, we've got, before I reset tri-tip, which I will have to do in order to correctly document everything, I want to take you back a little bit. So when we introduced tri-tip, we'll do the attack damage first, okay? Primary attack is the Mace Smash. He was doing 48 to 72, right there. 48 to 72. If you go 1, 2, 3, you got a combo. So you would do 48, 72, hit 1, hit 2 is 48 to 72, hit 3, the combo side, 127 to presumably 191, right? Jump attack off the primary, jump up, Mace Slam, 74 to 111. Box stock. Dino Dash, our secondary attack, 93 to 140. So, you're thinking, yeah, what's the big deal, buddy? You know, you're still going to be doing the same damage. You know, no worries here. Watch this. Remember, Mace Smash, 48 to 72. We're doing 54 now. If I do the combo where we would have been 48, 48, 127, watch this. 254s, 145. We've gone from 48 to 54, 127 to 145. So we've gone from level 1 to level 6. That's an increase of 5 levels. We went plus 6 on the primary, and then we went plus 18 on the combo side. There's not going to be a conceivable way that I could come up with a formula or an equation that's going to apply to all Skylanders, at least based on what I've seen here. If you do the math, it comes out very funky. Not something that you would think would be, used, but again, I have no way of knowing. If anyone, that develops the game watches these videos, I would appreciate some insights here, perhaps some help or some, mathematical equations I can use to apply and, put corrective factors to reduce or increase damage as needed. Our primary jump attack, 74 to 111. What do you think it's doing now? 85, yeah, so plus 11. So if you're thinking, oh, no big deal, you went from 48 to 54, that's plus 6, it's once per level. You're totally discounting the fact we begin at level 1, which would only be plus 5, but you went plus 6 there, and now on the jump we've gone plus 11. And you're like, okay, well, Dino Dash, he said it was 93 doing this, right? 93, so you're going to be plus 6 or plus 11, right? You're going to be 99 or 104. Show it to me. Nope, we're 106. We are plus 13 in this regard. If anyone knows, feel free to explain it to me, because it's beyond me at this point in time. Now, like I said, this is great. If you just go from level 1 to level 6 and your damage is going up that much, it's going to help you out big time. It will help me out if I was playing the game. But the fact of the matter is, right here, we're not playing the game. We're trying to log stuff, and we need it to be consistent, and it's extremely frustrating. Never in the history of the game has this been a thing. Now, what would be a thing is his health at 555, right? Box stock, his health was 370. So we've gone from 370 to 555. I've got my phone here. Let's see if we can come up with anything. I should just do it in my head, it's way faster. So 555 minus 370 is going to be an increase of 185. And 185 was the increase across a gain of 5 levels, moving from 1, 2, 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, etc. Plus 37. So 37 per level. Now, what this means is we've got something kind of quantitative there. 37 per level. So essentially what I would like to do is get him up to level 7, and he should go from 555, and we should add 37, and he should be at level 7 a health of 592. If that's the case, we've solved his increase, per level. We'll have to see how it equates out. Now the problem here, check this out.
Stats schmats, I always say.
You're probably like, whoa, is this legendary? Those are some godly stats. No, this is tri-tip just at level 6. And he has increased quite significantly. Alright, so standard tri-tip, his attack or critical hit, whatever that may be, we still don't really know. It was 6, it is now 21. That's an increase of 15. And you're like, wait, 15 divided by 5, that's 3, right? So, yes, that's what I have here in my spreadsheet, 3 per level. And you're like, hey, what's the big deal, man? You know, this seems to be working out, right? 37 health, 3 on your attack per level. He's going to turn into a tank, right? Well, let's take a look at armor. Box stock, he was sitting at 10. He is now at 22. That's a gain of 12 levels. That does not match the attack. It's plus 12 across 5 levels gained, 2.4 per level, right? Is that something they would use? Is it just determined at random? Is he a character they perceive as someone that would have a greater armor coefficient? For example, does he gain armor at 2.4 per level, and then Golden Queen is going to be nerfed from that, but she's going to gain speed at the 3 per level that he gained attack on? I don't know. And with these not being whole numbers, I'm a little leery of saying, yeah, this seems like something they would do. Speed. Box stock, when we introduced him, he was at 8. He's doubled that. He's at 16. So we've gone up plus 15 on attack, plus 12 on armor, and now we've gone up 8 across 5 levels for speed, which is 1.6 per level. And then on luck, it's something that seems to be possibly quantitative, like our attack. We were box stock 10, we've increased to 15. That's plus 5, we've increased 5 levels, 5 by 5, we've got 1. 1 statistical increment of luck is gained each time we level up. Conceivably. Now, ideally, in order to really delineate this, I would have needed to stop and screenshot this at level 2, 3, 4, 5, and then so on and so forth throughout. I plan to do that with a few of the characters and see if I can come up with anything. Before I reset this guy, I'm going to crank him up to level 7, and we're going to see what happens. And that should tell us if his health goes up 37, if his attack moves from 21 to 24, if we go from, say, 22 to 24 on the armor, if we go from luck being 15 to luck being 16. Maybe we can start trying to piece it together, but it's going to be a slow and painful process, limited primarily because I do this stuff at 2 in the morning. It's literally 2:02 right now. I have a real job. It is not doing spreadsheets in Skylanders, sadly, and it keeps me fairly busy, and then you have to get home and you try to work out and eat supper before 10 o'clock, and if I had all the time in the world, I'd probably be done with this, and I might be able to tell you something, but, I didn't program the game, I didn't design it. These are things that I just have to kind of piece together as time allows. So, what I did with the Wii U version is I sat down as the second character ever on the portal after Bowser, of course, Legendary Tri-Tip, so I would have virgin, unadulterated, uninfluenced numbers for the legendary guy. That's all I did. He didn't take a swing, didn't do damage, didn't dare touch an enemy because I did it in, chapter 1 or level 1. So, we're now to the point in the video where I'm going to actually pull him and we're going to put legendary on, and we're going to see if the numbers from the Virgin Wii U save file match with what I have in the spreadsheet here, or if they're increased because this is considered stacking or duplicating characters. And then we're going to switch back to standard tri-tip and see. It's throwing me off because I've got 2 portals here and I'm like, legendary is on the portal, and I'm like, oh, that's the other portal. But okay, so off he comes. Finally, like probably 10-15 minutes in, you're gonna get to see legendary.
Face the mace!
He looks amazing. Note he's identified as special and legendary.
You have chosen wisely, Portal Master.
So he seems to line up separately, It is identified in that manner, at least. So, let us continue. Alright, so he did get a chest as well. His health is at 370. So, I didn't log that. That was one thing I forgot. 370 and 370. And my spreadsheet, legendary, will simply be in parentheses. So, here we go.
You can put your faith in numbers. Mine is in the club.
Hallelujah. I say that. Number one, the numbers were very impressive. You see that ownership thing over there? Because, again, as I said, I did put him in on the Wii U before we did this. And he actually looked really good in game, too. That color scheme works well. I've got some polls on the Skylander Club for him. If you want to check those out, that said attack 16, armor 20, speed 8, and luck 10. If you're thinking, man, and I wish that we wouldn't have, if we didn't have these issues, I could have put him on and you would be like, whoa, 16 and 20. That's what I was like when I put it down on the Wii U. But for comparison's sake, health is exactly the same, 370. Attack, plus 10 over standard tri-tip. If you sit there and aesthetics don't matter, legendary doesn't look better to you, standard doesn't be like, wow, that looks way better than this one, and you're like, which one should I get? Legendary. Why? The statistical advantage. Attack plus 10, box stock tri-tip, standard form, his armor is at 10, legendary doubles that at 20. When I was first going through here, I was like, oh, it's going to be plus 10 on everything, right? Plus 10 attack, plus 10 armor, cool, legendaries are going to be super OP again. No, speed and luck exactly the same. Box stock tri-tip, speed is 8, luck is 10. Same thing here with legendary tri-tip, 8 and 10 respectively. So, let's go ahead, I guess. It's kind of a little bit redundant to go through this again, but in the event that you just are someone that looks at legendaries, well, you probably left the video, or you're just extremely intrigued by someone who cares this much about the numbers and stats and everything. But we'll breeze through these. If you want to see it in more detail, check tri-tip introduction number 4. And of course, here very shortly, we will be upgrading these guys so I can progress in the frickin' game. Mace stat, Mace Smash is the primary attack. X smashes the ground with your mace. Dino Dash is our secondary attack. Press B to charge with your horns, pushing enemies with you. That's a pretty cool addition there, and you can see that in the Earth Sensei realm a little bit. First purchased upgrade for 500 is Rock Blast. Mace Smash launches rocks forward. I'm like a word ahead of myself here. Again, we've seen similar things with a couple of former Swap Forcers. Summon Fossil Traps, kind of a classic Earth Element Dino Lander type of a thing here. It is our tertiary, as you should expect. Press Y to trap enemies and fossils for 700. 900 will get us Posey Power Swing. Hold X for a powerful baseball swing. Very good timing here with Game 1 of the World Series tonight. Got to see some of that. I left work before dark, went walking, got all my steps in, made my phone happy. Threw a pizza in the oven, watched the Indians and the Cubs in Game 1. Flipped between that and Cavaliers, and then I got to see the Spurs take down the team that was supposed to go 82-0, suck at Golden State super team. So, I grew up with the Bulls, by the way. So, I'm actually a Mavericks fan, but, I grew up in the era of Jordan, and I don't believe that last year's Warriors team, or the one prior to that, could touch the Bulls. It was a different era. You couldn't play small ball like that. If you drove in the lane, you would get destroyed. So, what goes I just imagine it, like Curry going down the lane with Rodman, Kukoc and Longley. That's not going to turn out well. And you have to remember, the Bulls, they had sharpshooters as well. They started with Paxson and Armstrong, and they had Kerr. Some of you probably don't even care, but anyway, what goes up, final base upgrade for 1200. Press B in the air for a powerful jump attack that launches enemies way up. That's kind of interesting because I haven't seen that so far. We've got our jump attack. Again, the game doesn't really recognize them anywhere. It's something that's sort of like reserved to people like myself that actually pay attention and log it. Because it is always, for the most part, unique, including number-wise. It's not like, you swing the mace at 48, you jump and slam it at 48. It's usually an increase. But that will be a jump secondary, which should be pretty cool. Right here, Mightier Mace, do more damage with your mace. Fault Zone Mace Smash attacks leave dangerous lingering quake zones. And Jurassic World, the last hit of your XXX combo, which they're just now mentioning, creates an exploding dust storm vortex. So that's basically primary, all the way across the board. Down here, Historic Preservation, you get new horns. Oh no. Some of you are thinking back to Prison Break. It's like, is it going to be, green or yellow? And I can't have one or the other. You get new horns after doing a dino dash, you gain a shield and take less damage. That should be fun to attempt to figure out. Then we've got Fossil Forte. You summon fossil traps faster, and you deal critical hits to enemies targeted by them. After that, Matador Might Dino Dash into a fossil trap creates a massive explosion. So, top path looks to be all primary, bottom path looks to be secondary and tertiary, but if you use Fossil Forte, I assume if you go back to the mace, you would get crits off of those. So, it's kind of reminiscent to me of Aurora, who we finished upgrading recently. Soul Gem found in Scholarville, which is like, what, level 3 or 4 or 5, somewhere in that range. Never saw it coming. Occasionally, a powerful asteroid falls from the sky. That's kind of, that's clearly a play. If you go back and are dinosaurs extinct? Well, something fell from the sky, So, never saw it coming. See what they did there? Haha, yeah. A lot of this stuff people don't really take time to evaluate or appreciate. I attempt to do that. So this one's not got the punniest. Mysticats are hilarious, but you got to give them props there. So Sky Chi Power, Sensei Shrine found in the Sky Fortress for all of our smashers. We've got Mesozoic Mayhem, the ultimate Sensei attack. Hold whichever right trigger, I think, for your Sky Chi Power. Spin for the win. So it sounds like it should be interesting. That said, we've covered all of that. Do we want to go through his bio? I guess we should. Again, I know this will be a longer video, but again, every night I play this game, I come across something else that really needs to be mentioned. And while I wait for this to pull up, I'll just read it off my computer instead of the iPad. Would you be interested? I've had several people bring this up recently. An option for me to advance in the game is just play with Imaginators. Dan has brought that up. He's pretty sure that wouldn't screw with anything research-wise, which would be fantastic. Is that something you would want to see, or would you rather see me come through here and use the castaways? Ghost Roaster, Sunburn, Mornado, Whamshell, maybe some of the Forsaken ones, if you will, the characters we saw come along in Swap Force and Trap Team, our core characters that have never returned with a Series 2, Scorp, Blades, that type of character. Would you like to see just a throwback of old crud, where I come in and we go, Swap Force and Trap Team and just all kinds of just mixtures, Night Shift, would you prefer to see legendaries and alt decos only, entirely SSA, only giant Skylanders? There's ways to progress through the game without screwing up senseis, and I'm just not sure what people would most prefer. That said, his slogan is Face the Mace. We haven't taken a real detailed look at him here. I honestly like this aesthetic. Again, I'm not big on gold, I'm not big on red either, but the legendary blue, it was so dark. So dark. You either had situations where the figure in hand didn't look that good, or in game it was like you were looking at a black streak in the game as you progressed. And it seemed to almost always be one or the other. Some characters pulled off the look, and it was really not. Legendary Jetvac looked pretty good. Igniter pulled it off. And then some characters like Slam Bam, you were just he's so cool. And then the legendary color scheme hit him. And I've got polls regarding not only tri-tip versus legendary tri-tip, but this red and gold versus the blue and the gold. If you're somebody big time into Skylanders, you spend a good part of your day, thinking about it, playing it, going to bed thinking of it, dreaming of it, SkylanderClub.com, check it out. You will enjoy what you see there. Not sure that you can hear his slogan from the computer. I'm going to try it, though. I don't know if that played through for you. I'm guessing not, but maybe. Anyway, Face the Mace in a very aggressive Triceratops voice. Imagine what you will. If we go by the website stats, which, how do those play in anything? Power 300 out of 350. Armor 350 out of 350. Speed and agility 70 out of 350. Luck 130 out of 350. Long before he became a sensei, Tri-Tip wandered Skyland searching for the mythical warping walnut tree. I thought the numbers just changed on me. After many years, he found the tree, and just before it vanished once again, he took from it a legendary golden walnut, which was said to reveal life's purpose to those who could open it. But to his dismay, the legendary and enchanted walnut could not be cracked, no matter how hard he struck it with his thick head. Realizing that only a weapon of immense legendary power could crack the magical and legendary shell, and not his head, Tri-Tip forged a mighty mace and trained with the greatest warriors to become the ultimate master of legendary smashing. But on the day when he was finally ready to open the legendary shell, he paused. It was then that Tri-Tip realized his true purpose, one that the unopened and legendary walnut had been teaching him all along. His life purpose, had to click read more, dun 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 dun, was to use his legendary skills to protect Skylands. He then gifted the unopened and legendary walnut to one of his students who was not legendary, and left to join the Skylanders. Ad-libbed legendary in there quite a bit. That's what I do for these. They have a standalone page for them, it's just they don't really change the story ever, which I always wish they would. For alt decos, legendaries, and darks, just tweak it a little bit. It could just be an added sentence or a change here and there. I think it would go a long way for hardcore fans. That said, let's back out of here. Now, I wonder if we take ownership, will that jack our stats? We're going to try that. But first thing first, let me go back to my spreadsheet here. This is going to take an eternity to render. Primary attack with standard Tri-Tip, 4872. 52? Where the frick did that come from? Like, seriously. Is he going to do his own set of legendary damage? I think he may. Or is it just stacking? Now, while this renders, I'm going to have to turn the Wii U back on and I guess progress through the level with Bowser and DK or something. Or still, I don't know what I'll do. But I've got to get to somewhere where I can hit things with legendary Tri-Tip and have it not screw everything up. So we're doing 52, not 48. So standard 4872, 4872, 127, 191. Legendary Tri-Tip box stock 5252, 139. Jump attack box stock 74 to 111. Right, so that would look like this. 81, so he's plus 7 there. Oh boy. And does this have to do simply with the attack, statistic being increased? Perhaps, I don't know, but it's totally different numbers than standard, which now, legendary, now that we have, the attack and the armor and literally the attack damage, if, it's a deal, like I said, where if you're not, standard looks so much better. I've got to have the classic earth tones. If you're someone who's like, well, I'm fine with either one. They're both here at Toys R Us in front of me. They're the same price. Legendary is the way to go for the statistical gain. So, secondary attack, Dino Dash, which was doing 93 to 140. 102, plus 9 there. Again, it's not like we're seeing each of these attacks increase by plus 9 like that did. So it's hard for me to determine, do I just apply the secondary attack is going to increase X damage points per increase in attack, which is 10 in this case. It's and things were so simple in the previous games, which, like I said, though, this is all beneficial to people. Just not me. So, what we have to do now, and this is a total crapshoot, I'm telling you, we're going to take ownership of this guy and see if it stacks our statistics here. So, here we go. Okay, 16, 20, 8, and 10. That is luckily the same. Let's pray that we do the 52. Yeah, 5278, and then the jump attack, 81, so plus 7, and then the Dino Dash, we were plus 9 at 102, right? Yeah. Okay, so at least in this case, the stacking of the Skylanders does not seem to have changed anything. I honestly don't have two of anyone. The ones I do have two of, technically, they're sort of like, legendary, dark, candy-coated chopscotch. I don't have like two standard ambushes or two standard... Actually, I do have two chaoses, now that I think about it. So that's something else we'll put on our plate. But I think we have covered everything here, except one thing. Let me not forget this. And again, I apologize about the video length. Truth of the matter, if you're on my channel after all this time, I don't really know about that guy. Never seems to... The interesting note, Xbox has been 1.01 since I installed it. I got the Wii U version, then I got the PS4 disc. If you didn't see my unboxing of the Wii U Dark Edition, the PS4 disc was inside, so I didn't get to play that. I didn't get it until... I got it last Monday, and then I opened it Friday night, because I plan to play it over the weekend, and I can't, because I have a Wii U, not a PS4. And then I didn't get to go exchange it until Saturday afternoon, yeah, I think Saturday. And then I played it, and that's where we're at now. But anyway, we're gonna open this. It's gonna be fun. Gifts from Tri-Tip. This will be interesting. What did Standard give us? Let's see what we get here. Ultimates.
New headgear.
Huh? Duplicate. Boosted stats. Oh, man. Is that what people meant? Because if that's what it is, and it doesn't impact attack damage or stats of the individual Skylander, I'm fine with that. Oh. Let's see here. I know that's what we got, the forehead fossil. Let me pull up my own video real quick. Intro 4. Hopefully this doesn't play through on you. Nope, not the spreadsheet. The video. Love that intro music. You're watching quality entertainment here. Where did I open his chest at? Oh, the end, maybe? Dadgum, what did I do here? Did I forget to open his? Thinking I did. Okay, well, anyway. I'll go back and look at it because I'm trying to figure out if it was plus 24, plus 9, or, what it's done. But, whoa, are we? I guess we'll just talk to this goof. This has been a nutty episode, right? What are you trying to sell me? The Master of Mystery. It is Mysticat's destiny to protect Skylands, and he does so by using his untold mythical powers as a sensei of the sorcerer class. Okay. What? No? You know what? I'm cool with that. Like to try and encourage people, like, you're playing this as Tri-Tip, and then they advertise Mysticat to you, and you're like, oh, I gotta go get him. I've already got Mysticat, and I've introduced him, and he's logged, so I don't quite know what's up with that. Anyway, let's see how long this video is. 33 minutes, fantastic. This should be done rendering at 4 o'clock. The hand-built PC I did, the Super Gaming Tower of Greatness, it renders videos so fast. At 1920, 1080, whatever I want it to be. It just, I breeze through rendering. On this old computer, man, like a 30-minute video, it's like hour and a half. It's crazy. So, my night's basically shot. It's 2:23 in the morning, but anyway, we've attempted to learn a little bit here. I think we sort of have. I'm gonna go, and I'm gonna take frickin' Tri-Tip, and we're gonna level him up to 7, and I'm gonna see what happens. I'm gonna log those frickin' numbers, and we're gonna see if we can make any sense of it. So, I might try to get him to 10 and log it at 7, 8, 9, and 10, just replay Chapter 1 or something. Should we dare follow this guy? I'm almost positive he'll take me to enemies. Run! Run! Don't smash anyone inadvertently. We can't risk leveling up. That's basically how I have to play the game. I mean, I feel petrified to advance, to go into unknown places. It's just going to screw something up and make my life a nightmare. So, I don't know. I mean, part of me is wondering if, like, I shouldn't just go and. But the thing is, if you try to max everyone out, that can take some serious time too. And again, I'm not exactly the world's most available person, you know, so. Tell ya. Most people on YouTube would just start like a Patreon and it's like, hey, you know, let me not go to work so I can do this video stuff for you. And then for some reason, people give them their money. I've never really figured it out. But I guess I'm like a little too old school for that. But yeah, I promise I am trying. I am attempting to do the best I can to log these numbers. And it's just, you know, ordinarily I like to mix it in. I do the base upgrades. My thing is, I always like the challenge of playing box stock for a considerable amount of time. And then when I feel like I've appreciated that or the character just can't carry themselves anymore, I'll come in and do the base upgrades. And then it wasn't until kind of like after I was pretty well done with the game or right before Chaos or the last couple of chapters, that's when I would come in and do the upgrade paths, right? Or I'd wait for the Soul Gem type of a thing, which was tucked away in Chapter 16. This time around, I'm trying to stick to my guns and do everything box stock and get it all logged. And it's been nutty, needless to say. It's been very, very strange this go around. And again, it's all super beneficial if you're just playing the game. You know, like if I wasn't a guy trying to make videos or particularly log stats and attack damage and document research paths, you know, like no one else does, I would just be breezing through the game and I'd be like, oh, cool. You know, his attack and armor and speed went up and whoa, he's doing way more damage than he used to do. But alas, that is not the position I am in. So, and there's kind of more pressure on me because there's no strategy guide. And so a lot of people are sort of like looking to this for answers. And do I want to buy this Skylander? I need to see the upgrade paths and someone analyze it properly. Not just, you know, a 5-second video with really bad music where somebody's like, fully upgraded him, check it out. You know, it's like, I've never understood why people do that, and then yet those get more views, and they're usually in partnered channels. And I don't know. There's people that are fans of a series, and there's people that just try to capitalize off of it. And I don't really get anything out of this except my own satisfaction. So that looks like a lamp you could make in Stardew Valley. That's kind of cool. Anyway, I'm gonna quit rambling, and we're gonna call this. What do we want to do? Let's go with hashtag exhaustive, because that's what we're doing, is exhaustive research here. So use hashtag exhaustive in your comment or as a standalone comment, and I will give you a bonus brick in the Wall of Wiisdom. That is right. Imagine that, a YouTuber thanking you for watching their videos and supporting their channel with comments and interactions. The Wall of Wiisdom is something I do in Wiisdom Plays Minecraft, which I haven't gotten to play in forever. Because I've been doing so much Skylanders stuff, and it's kind of a community-based build and an in-game shout-out, which is what I found over the years. That's what people wanted. You know, they leave a comment, it's like, hey, can you give me a shout-out in your next introduction video? And it's like, well, that was like the last introduction, man. I can't do that. And it would come up over and over again, and you know what? That's my way of doing it. That's what people wanted. I'm kind of trying to accommodate that. And your forever immortalized Barn Creeper, Enderman, as a brick in the Wall of Wiisdom. So if you want to see the thing go up to the sky or all the way across the world, leave comments, participate, take advantage of that. So I'm extremely behind on it, but we'll eventually get caught up. I've actually considered making an entire episode of just bonus bricks, trying to sort of catch up. That's probably a terrible idea for the series overall, but I may do it. I do a lot of things that aren't popular, Stardew Valley. Mystery case, but you know, anyway. That said, hope you enjoyed. Again, my apologies here, but I just try to hit on these things as I discover them as we progress through. It's going to be a long and involved process. Doing the best I can. I think while this renders out, I'll attempt to do base upgrades for Ambush, possibly some other characters. And I probably can't edit those until like 5 in the morning, but whatever. So, what is life anyway, right? Who needs to sleep? We can do that when we're dead. So, speaking of that, undead, yes, there will be a ton of focus on the undead and dark characters as we get closer to Halloween. I know we're 5 days away, but that's historically what I do, and that's the plan this time around as well. So that said, gotta quit rambling. Thanks for watching Wiisdom.com. Make sure you follow me on Twitter, Twitch if it works, Beam if it doesn't. I really like Beam's interface. Check it out, follow me there. You can be among one of the first few to do so. Wiisdom.com, SkylanderClub.com, also on Facebook for whatever that site's worth, and Google+. Hope you enjoy. Let me know your thoughts on this whole issue, and don't forget to vote in the legendary tri-tip legendary color scheme polls. I'll try to remember to link those as well for you. But once again, thanks for watching, and I will catch you back here later.